There's another thing that you might be noticing in this episode, or rather this video, if you're watching it on the YouTube side. This episode from this podcast is actually going to be a gaming video. I'm going to do some gameplay of a game that I am incredibly excited for, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it is the demo that I'm going to play. I figured since it's about a 90-minute, I think, max demo, I'm going to go ahead and play through it. I will show the first 15 to 20 minutes of it here on the main channel, and then you can head over to my gaming channel, which has been asleep for quite some time, called JV Plays Games, and you can watch the rest there. That is also where I'm going to try to do more gaming content on the regular, as well as this podcast, so maybe I'll blend the two together from time to time, and we'll see what happens. But overall, it's just a call for me to talk more into microphones as much as possible. Oh, of course. I was playing God of War a second ago. The one funny thing that I'll talk about a little bit later is all of the hoops I had to jump through in order to start doing gaming videos again. Let's talk about that in a second while we boot up Final Fantasy VII Remake. Alright, here we go. There's Cloud with that Buster Sword. I'm super excited right now. For those of you listening to just the podcast in your podcasting app, you're just hearing audio, I should say. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. So I'll do my best to paint word pictures, but basically the loading screen right now is Cloud with the Buster Sword looking up at the reactor, the Mako reactor in Midgard. And here we go. Oh man, you can hear that classic Final Fantasy tune right now. You could probably hear it in even the audio version because I'm of course recording my gameplay, so you can hear those beautiful harp sounds right now. This is absolutely... oh, this is a big moment. And this game is going to be out in basically a month. We're basically a month away from the release, and I will do my best to bring some thoughts about it when it comes out. So right now, we're looking at a splash screen, Final Fantasy VII Remake Demo, in big letters underneath that. Start game. I love that at the top there, if you hit the options button here on the PS4, there is a glowing purchase button. So of course they want you to buy this thing. But then on the bottom left of that, in the opposite corner, it says, "This demo represents a work in progress and may differ from the final product." Well, that is something to keep in mind. This demo may not really reflect the final experience, but how could we not jump in? Start game. What camera controls would you like? I don't like inverted anything. You have different options for inverted Y, inverted X, or inverted Y and X axis. Yeah, no, definitely not. Inverted anything pisses me off. Okay, let's see. Select the difficulty of the game. This setting can be changed at any time in the options menu. Classic is recommended if you want to focus on using commands in battle, because Classic, the player-controlled character will attack and defend automatically, allowing you to focus on executing commands. The battle difficulty is the same as Easy. On Easy mode, select this if you want to enjoy the story without worrying about battles, but then the normal option, the third option, is the standard difficulty. Select this if you want to fully experience battles as well as the story. I mean, we gotta go with normal, right? This is just a demo. This is not like we're gonna be playing Fire Emblem or anything like that, where if a character dies, they die for good. So we're gonna keep it at normal, and then I'll just... if I die, I die. I'll come right back. Here we go. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is so dope. Fully rendered 3D, modernized graphics. Immediately the first face you see, or the first person in our face that you see, is Aerith herself. The same music, probably remastered. We're seeing... this is basically like... think RTX Tomb Raider graphics here of Aerith. Looking at what could only be seen as the live stream, I suppose. This is incredible. I'm over the moon right now, and I have to keep talking because this is a gaming video made for YouTube, or a podcast if you're listening. Thank you so much for listening or watching, no matter who you are right now. Oh, I am over the moon right now. Oh. Help her pick up the flowers, jerkbag. Oh, come on. That's just rough. See, the exact same events that occurred in the original Final Fantasy game are occurring now in this new engine that, in some ways, like a better breadth of graphics can actually immerse you even more. I get that people out there might think, well, if a game has bad graphics compared to what we have currently, it kind of just takes them out of it. But come on, story and memorable characters and all that were what drove games back then, especially in the PS1 era. And don't even get me started on the Super Nintendo era. I mean, there's like a bit of a revival of all of these old JRPGs right now. And of course, we can't be talking about Final Fantasy VII if we don't talk about Chrono Trigger. That is yet another game that still stands the test of time just for being memorable. And speaking of memorable, here is that first graphic of Final Fantasy VII. Aeris is the first person that you see. Oh man, I know that this has been seen in a lot of different video clips leading up to the release of the game, this remastered intro of the game, but just look at how dope this all looks. Like, anybody who has played Final Fantasy VII before, has those memories of the characters and whatnot. This is breathing new life into that. It is reimagining everything that you have experienced before. I think I'm going to get into my first fight right now. Yep, here we go. Soldier peons, looking like knockoff Splinter Cell agents. See, back then, it was a pre-rendered clip that went into the game's actual in-game graphics, but now we're just looking at all of it in real time. Jesse with the roundhouse. Oh man, you can hear that music already. What's up, Barrett? Oh, we are in it now, baby. We are in it now.
Get down here, Merc.
Nice. Always have to have that superhero entrance. That was very Marvel of Cloud. And now I'm controlling Cloud. Oh man. Chapter 1, the destruction of Mako Reactor 1. Mako? We'll see. There's voice acting now in Final Fantasy VII Remake, so we're going to actually hear what the actual pronunciation of a lot of these things are. Then again, they did have Advent Children, different other pieces of content, but of course... Oh, okay. So I'm basically playing something like Oh.
Who goes there?
Just by hitting square, I already did a slash. It basically feels like an action game. Alright, here we go. Use square to attack with Cloud Sword. Hold square to unleash an attack capable of hitting multiple nearby enemies. Options button to resume. Let's do it.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy.
Oh, nice.
Not bad.
Alright, so if I hold square, it's 3 attacks, so that took care of them pretty easily. So it's a 3 slash. I'm already level 7, by the way, after that one little battle with the soldier peons, as we'll call them. Alright, so just running around for a little bit here. If I were to press X, as it says there, you have a command menu that allows you to use items and spells. I imagine this will be the easy way in real time to trigger some healing spells and to use some potions. Other items of the sort, of course. But take a look at this. We're looking at a fully realized version of the world of Final Fantasy VII, which was originally made in like some polygonic graphics. Now it's photorealistic. It's just reimagined and brought to life. Holding square. Oh, here. The ATB gauge fills as time passes by, and by attacking with square. Once a bar is full, your character can perform special actions. Charges can be used immediately or saved. Try attacking the enemy to fill the gauge. Alright, here we go. Square, square, square. There you go. Where's that ATB? You can expend ATB gauge charges to perform battle commands such as using abilities, magic, or items. Press X and try using one of the commands. Okay. So if I hit X... Oh, okay, so X gives me a very slow, basically a pause menu. If I get into the abilities, I already have Braver. I could use Braver already as part of my freaking ATB. But let's do Focus Thrust. Focus Thrust on B. Okay, so we got ourselves a Devil May Cry style main gameplay. And then it turns into something like... Oh, okay. Dispatch them pretty quickly. And then it moves into something a little bit like KOTOR. That's one way that I might put it, is that you're actually able to pause the action and be able to plot out your various abilities and things that you want to do. Checking data out of battle. When not in battle, you can check the map, open menus, and view various kinds of information. Use options to open the main menu and press the pad in the middle, which in my case, I haven't played my PS4 in a while. There's actually a lot of dust on it. Let me just wipe it off. Press the pad in the middle to access the map and check your various objectives. When the arrow icon appears, move your character close to it to automatically jump, crouch, or perform any other action that is required. Let's run around for a bit. Wonder if there's any, like... Oh, there you go. They disappear. So enemies, as you defeat them, will disappear off the map. They'll just sort of Thanos out of existence. So let me see. On the map screen... Oh, I opened up the map. On the map screen, you can check your current scenario objective and view the lay of the land. And my objective is, of course, in front of me. It's over these turnstiles. And there you go. Nice jump over the turnstiles, and here come some more soldiers.
Drop the weapon.
Or security officers, what it's called in the thing.
Got this. Yeah.
I love that they're just leaving everything to me right now. Biggs and Wedge are just running up, Barrett and Jesse. It's just me. They're all like, why not? Just let them do it. Oh, here you go. Guarding and evading. You can defend against enemy attacks by pressing R1 or circle... Oh, R1 to guard or circle to evade. A successful guard reduces the amount of damage suffered and also charges your ATB gauge. But if modern gameplay has taught us anything, evading is always better than guarding.
You're coming with us.
You can reposition yourself, get closer to the next. There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, so they still got me even though I was running around. I'm going to go ahead and use an ability. Let's use Braver now. And I can select which security officer I want to use it on. I'll use it on the one with more health. Run it over. Bam! That was sick. Nice. I obtained a potion, so I can use that. Let me see what my health is at. I have just over 1,000 health, and I'm down to 800, so that's not too bad. I don't have to use a potion yet. But yeah, this is definitely a system that I'm going to have to get used to. There are restrooms back here. Something that you wouldn't even really be able to see or experience in the original Final Fantasy VII. The fact that I can go into this hallway over here, and these are clearly restrooms back here, but I can't go in. We'll go right up the stairs. This looks a lot like a metro. Okay, interacting with the world. Use triangle to open chests or doors or talk to people. If you see the word hold, then you need to hold down triangle rather than just pressing it. Let's do it. Let's go. Alright, it's just a press, and now I have 2 potions. You obtain 2. Everything is seamlessly a part of this entire world. Nothing gets too far out of the way. I found another chest. Or too far in the way. I got 2 grenades. If you remember in the original game, grenades were really useful early on. An easy way of getting a little bit of extra damage on something, or rather a group of enemies. I'm on the top floor. Here we go. Destroying objects. If you find boxes with the Shinra logo, press square to smash them with your sword. They may contain useful items. I hope you guys are okay with me doing it this way. Like, I'm literally just talking through it all right now, doing my best to be as talkative as possible, especially for the YouTube side of things, because you're seeing the game go, trying to give some perspectives on it. This is all just really fun for me. And as far as the podcast is concerned, the audio, I mean, I don't want there to be just dead silence, right? What's up, Jesse?
What's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
This is, like, immensely cinematic.
We all joined
I don't know.
together,
Okay,
too.
Biggs, his voice sounds kind of familiar. I'm trying to think of who that might be.
Guess I'm not on the same page as people.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
You can hear them talking, but also on the left side, the dialogue is actually coming up in the HUD. Okay, so new dialogue and whatnot, not just a one-to-one of the actual lines from the original.
Right, Cloud?
I got you, Wedge.
They've almost got the door. We're doing this. We're really doing it. Man, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Come on, Wedge, look alive. Alright, do we talk to... I can't talk to Jesse and Biggs. They are... busy. What's up, Barrett? Of course, Barrett's gonna try to be all imposing. Yep, there you go. Look at that gun on his arm, my goodness!
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
Oh, of course. The aloof, callous Cloud Strife. takes everything in strife.
Wedge.
Oh, here we go. There was a lot of cursing in the original one. I remember the localization.
Worth the money, Merc. Every last gill.
Alright. Barrett was quite the potty mouth in the original game, so I wonder if that'll actually come out here. The game obviously has to appeal to as much of a wide audience as possible, so maybe they're not actually going to have Barrett curse audibly. Infect a lot of young people's minds with the F word and whatnot. I, of course, am not going to curse because I enjoy monetization. Then again, on my gaming channel, I don't even have monetization. It's such a young channel. Locking onto targets. You can press R3 to log onto a specific target, press R3 again to unlock. While locked onto a target, you can use R, the right stick, or the directional left and right to switch between multiple targets. Alright, so I definitely want to be logged onto the dog. Alright, I got 2 ATBs. Let's go ahead and use one. Let's do a focus thrust on the dog. Bam! Staggered. Yeah, get that dog. Still staggered, so I have extra damage on the dog after staggering it with focus thrust. Alright. Oops. Get the dog out of the way. There you go. Now I can use an ability. Let's use Braver on the security officer. Bam! One hit kill on that guy.
Never in doubt.
The guard dog definitely had quite a bit of health. Quite a bit of defense. Alright, so now I'm down to about half health, so I am going to use a potion now. Potion restores 350 HP. There you go, that's the sound of the potion. And there they go, they keep leaving me. Catch up soon. Well, there's no one else around. You could have just waited for me. Ooh. Okay, so I just hit a few boxes, and there was what they called a Mako shard in there that recovered my MP. I don't believe I have... Did the abilities... I'm going to find out in a second, but I'm wondering if the abilities used MP. Obviously spells would. That's called magic points for obviously. Alright, here we go. Man, doing gaming videos again, this is really fun. There's just something so nice about being able to talk through a game that you're enjoying and be able to give just some opinions on it. Got another potion, another Mako shard. And Lord knows, I've got my way with talking. No stranger to a microphone I am.
Not so fast. We've got company.
Oh, come on. Literally every time something comes up. Okay, so I gotta target the dog still. Or the other thing I can do... Alright, let me just pause things up real quick. I'll go ahead and log on to you, but I'm gonna take out the officer first. See, this is a nice thing. The moment a battle starts, I can go ahead and slow down the action. This is on the normal, quote-unquote, difficulty, by the way, so I can figure out what my moves are going to be. I have no ATB, so I can't even do anything in this tactical mode yet. I just want to get a lay of the land. Alright, let's do this.
I'm waiting.
Alright, so a little bit of blocking does help. Ooh, pressured. Yep, there you go. Oh, alright then. This dog wants to mess with me. Let's go ahead and do... Okay, so now that I'm looking at the tactical mode, the abilities don't take up any MP, but they do just take up the ATB gauge. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Braver on the dog. Oh, I missed. Let's get a focus thrust on him. Hopefully it'll stagger. Bam! Nope, not staggered. There, staggered. Okay, so it's based upon how much HP it has left. What is Punisher mode?
Get ready. That's that.
Whoa, I have no idea what I was doing there. Okay.
That it?
I hit triangle and it activated a different type of attack mode. I don't know if that means I can't do tactical mode or anything like that. I don't know. But there was Punisher mode and Operator mode. I imagine Operator mode allows you to do those tactical pauses. Got more potions. How's my health? I could use one. I have so many potions right now. Guys, this is, for those of you listening to the podcast, I very much implore you to get onto my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, comment, and subscribe. But you're going to want to see this. If you are at all a fan of JRPGs, Final Fantasy VII in particular, I mean, you owe it to yourself to check this game out. It is just so... I'm already having so much fun. If you're... I mean, it's appealing to a lot of different audiences all at once. Let me open up this chest. There you go. 2 more potions. Man, I'm just swimming in potions right now. It appeals to not just the JRPG fan, also the Final Fantasy VII nostalgic fan, but also just action-adventure in general, because while there is still a case to be made for traditional JRPGs, for sure. Do I have to hit that? Nope. What do I have to do here? Oh, there you go. I gotta hold triangle for the... So the whole group runs without me, lets the door close, and I had to open the door myself. Anyway. Anybody out there that... There's still a case to be made for traditional JRPGs that are totally turn-based. I mean, Dragon Quest and Shin Megami Tensei Persona are a great example of that.
Escape route, okay? You go on and catch up with the others.
But obviously, people's tastes have kind of changed. Not everyone has all of the time to go through turn-based battles all the time. So that's the reason why you have this new hybrid now that kind of has not only the elements of the RPG, the turn-based combat, so you can pause things if you want, but you can also treat it a little bit like a Devil May Cry. You're running
Soldiers
around
may
slashing
attack
things
on
in real
command,
time.
But I hear they make good guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage?
Mako. Mako, really?
Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy?
Uh-oh.
Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
All right, well, I'm already 20 minutes in, just reacting to the game. There do have to be a couple of things that I should talk about, just for the sake of topical things for the podcast. But let me talk to these guys real quick.
I'm watching you.
I get it, Barrett. Let's talk to Jesse.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
All right, then. Let's talk to Biggs.
In 3, 2, damn.
And open.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Door! We'll wait.
It's just me again. This time it wasn't because you left me, but...
It's over.
That's
No, it's
mine.
not. Oh, nice. I like that they give Cloud that. Here we go. Oh, here you go. Cloud's unique ability, switching modes. Every character has a unique ability which you can activate with triangle. With Cloud's mode shift ability, you can switch between his balanced operator mode and his attack-oriented Punisher mode. Okay, so I guess I was right. Punisher mode is probably going to really make it like just that action game. So you don't really have... It's all attacking. It's all Devil May Cry status. Here you go. In Punisher mode, Cloud moves more slowly, but Square unleashes a more powerful attack than usual. In addition, Cloud launches a counterblow every time he guards against an enemy's melee attack. He cannot, however, guard against ranged attacks or magic. When you evade such attacks, you'll switch back to operator mode. So there's no evading. Okay, let's try it.
We can take him. Make
Let me
it
go ahead and
rain.
just... Nice.
It's over.
Oh, that's cool. So Punisher mode is basically just like, okay, swordsman coming out. Oh, there was someone behind me. Go ahead, come at me. Come at me, do it. Come at me, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and lock on you. Do a melee attack. Yep, there you go. Okay, I see that.
Nothing to it.
So if you turn on Punisher mode, you can circle your enemy, and as you're guarding, it will do an immediate counterattack. You just can't block anything else. So I guess it'll be a really good mode to have when you're actually fighting Sephiroth. Hint,
I got
hint.
this place covered.
All right, cool. So while we are moving forward, I do want to say that in order for me to get this gaming video back online, this whole gaming setup, I had to actually buy a couple of new things, but I'm super excited to do this because...
Good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Oh, they did a great job with Jesse. Super
Careful
fun.
in there.
A lot of personality there. I get you, Biggs. Let me just see if there are any boxes around here while I talk about the last couple of things before calling it on this episode. Okay, so I had to actually go get the new Elgato. I remember trying to get this thing set up, and the original Elgato that I was using, the game capture thing, uses like mini, or yeah, I think it was mini USB, which is such an antiquated USB connection by now. So I went online and I was looking around, like there's got to be an updated version that uses like USB-C. Finally found the HD60S, so thank goodness for that. But then after that, just like with any PlayStation game that comes out, you turn on the console you want to play, but then there are like a billion different updates. I haven't used my PS4 since I think.
So be ready. We can't afford any more mistakes.
I think that the last time I played my PS4 was actually the last time I did a gaming video, which might have been like God of War or something. I have finally finished Uncharted 4, and I remember that on my old channel, or rather on this channel, my main channel, that was what I was playing before I got into full-time tech reviewing on JV. But yeah, obviously I have another channel now for JV Plays Games, where you can see me play video games and I just talk through it like I have been on this video.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button?
Okay, I'll push that. I'll push that button. How come? Okay, so do I have to get like right up on it? Oh, I gotta get right up on it for the triangle to show up. Okay.
So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
I want to be. Uh-oh.
Tifa and I...
Of course, Barry gets mad at those questions. All right, into the elevator we go. You know what? I do think that this is a good time for me to call it on this kind of a quick episode of JV Plays Games. Of course, it was on my main channel, which is also part of the podcast. Everything's blending together. But you know what? We got through the first part. I was able to react to a few things, and now we're getting some plot.
To call themselves Avalanche, sir.
Ah, they see us.
We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While
This is
you
all
sleep,
plot,
While you
so.
eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako.
Okay, there's a
It
curse
doesn't
word.
rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do.
Get help.
Say that again.
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Cloud, always the pragmatist. All right, here we go. Mako. I gotta learn how to do it. Mako Reactor 1, utility access.
Our lives are on the line now. You listening, Merc? One false move.
Wow. Wow.
And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting.
Oh, so that was
Some
off.
places a sword just can't reach.
Oh, there you go.
Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes too. I'm just playing. But yeah, okay. They made... It's nice that they put that in the plot, you know, make Cloud fight everything. I mean, that's obviously how you're going to be learning initially how to play the game. But as we have the turrets right now, Barrett is now part of the team. So I am actually going to go ahead and leave it at this screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to continue seeing me play the Final Fantasy VII Remake Demo, head over to my other channel, my gaming channel called JV Plays Games. You can see that link either appearing right now, it's probably in the card already, but you can also go into the description down below. That was, of course, the outro for the YouTubers, but as far as the podcast is concerned, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, then we'll get into a couple of other topics for the Tekken T podcast with Joshua Vergara. See you guys in the next one, and as far as the YouTubers are concerned, yeah, until my next video over at JV Plays Games, I'll just remind you to enjoy your tea, everybody.